Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome back to ATI Pro Media. We went live at 9. Got a lot of things we talked about. Just watched President Biden give an update on what's going on with the storms. It was good to see him out and covering that. We got a potential dock strike. And with that, it's the end of month, end of quarter. We'll bring him in. But let me go over to LaSalle Street real quick before I bring in Connor B. Brady's out today, I believe. Let's go over the markets. I think you won't be disappointed. D's corn up a penny over in LaSalle Street. Beans down 3. They were down 13 last night. Meal calmed down, unchanged. Soybean oil taking the lead, up 37. Board of Trade wheat up 6. KC up 6. Minneapolis up 8. Looking at cattle, live cattle up 50. Feeders about unchanged. Hogs unchanged. Moving it over to LaSalle Street here as we get her going here. LaSalle Street, not LaSalle Street, Wall Street, that great street, Wall Street. Pretty famous picture there. All right, Wall Street it is. Let's look over at Wall Street. Dow Jones down 100. S&P's unchanged. NASDAQ unchanged. A lot of volatility in that stock market. 2s, 5s, 10s, 30s. All lower means interest rates are going up, even though there's a half-point rate cut. Gold down 13, silver down 40, copper down 8. All those metals were up big last night. They are now down. Crude oil up 85, coming back to life. Natural gas up 15, Bitcoin down 2,000. Let's bring them in. We have a USDA report. Connor B, what are you seeing, my friend?
Hey, welcome back. So another USDA report, one that comes usually right when maybe we're in the full-blown harvest, or really right like this year, we're just getting ramped up, right, Tommy? So we'll see the numbers here in about 12 minutes, but all eyes are probably going to be on the quarterly grain stocks number, right? Where did we have corn, soy, and wheat stocks as of September 1st? And so right now, average estimates are corn 1844, soybeans that 351, and wheat is that 1.9. So pretty big range when I look at corn, Tommy. A lot of wiggle room there with where these analysts think they're going to have it at, and so time will tell. But yeah, we could see some action. We are, I think quarterly stocks is probably going to be the headline. We can debate. We're going to see potential change on 24 U.S. crop production. So we'll be making sure we're paying attention to that one too.
And of course, let's talk real quick about high frequency trading. There's a group of people who hold on, I got a service talking in my ear. Hold on, I gotta lower that. I was like, Connor, that's not your voice. One of the so many squawk boxes we have and all the information. High frequency trading. The computers are going to get the first look at the number, but here's the interesting thing, and this could benefit you all. It's not just one number. There's several numbers that come out. So we could see corn up 5, down 5, corn down 10, up 5. I mean, you could see some volatility based on how the computers read the number and what number they're set to read. In the old days, we used to be closed for a lot of the numbers. And then so many people said, you got to open up the markets, which for many people in the grain business, they may not like. But then you look at something like the bond market. And when I was a kid, and it's not as big of a deal anymore, but still a big deal, there was no scarier day as a bond trader than the first Friday of the month, Unemployment Friday. And that came out at 7:30. So if they're releasing live government reports while the markets are open, why can't we release grain reports? Now, some people say it's complicated because, Connor, have you ever looked through the USDA document? There's a lot of pages in there.
There's a lot. It's a lot to go through. It's something like, isn't it like a 50-page? Or am I low on that? Because we're going to talk corn, soybeans, wheat, but guess what? They throw in a lot of other commodities that they're going to make sure they're pulling in as well.
Yeah, they talk Ukraine, China, world stocks. There's a lot of stuff that comes out. Nice to see the markets bounce back. We'll see if they can hold it. Just being the end of the month and the end of quarter could be enough just to make us busy. And then obviously you have these strikes out in the ports and everything else. I'm in a good mood. We're going to have a bunch of people join us. Folks, if you're out there, I'd love to send you an American flag. If you're a true patriot, email us info@ATI Pro Media and say, hey, I'd like a flag. We'll give out 2 flags today during the show. Of course, our one and only Brady is not with us today. He's doing responsible things, but it's okay. Gets a little confusing with 3 of us on talking over each other and everything else.
It's fun. I love being on with all 3 of us, but sometimes it can be a little crowded because we all want to talk, right?
Well, I sure enjoy it. How about when we were down at RFD TV and how late did it come out? Like 12 minutes?
Oh my gosh, it felt like a half hour. Yeah, it was 12 minutes. We're just waiting on the number.
They looked at you. We're sitting right next to each other. I'm like, good luck. I got to go do my job. Like I cannot. It was bizarre, and then it was a very negative number, and
And
yeah,
and
fun.
then you were trying to we were on Twitter, we were trying to find the numbers quickly, right? But it wasn't bad for the stream, Tommy, because we really had a lot of
No, you
viewers
guys
on
did
that.
great, and it was great practice to see what it's like to go live and
Absolutely.
fill in when they're yeah. So, earlier today on the live stream, we talked about a lot of people going private, a lot of people charging for stuff. Our boy Peter, who releases those morning videos with geopolitics, he just decided that he's a $5 a month guy. $5 a month times 10 cents. I just subscribed. I just paid him the $5. I love Peter stuff. Oh, Peter needs $5. What is that? 20 cents a day or something to listen to Peter? People are going private because when you look at the headlines, you get uh, DirecTV and Dish merging, and there's other private services out there, and
Right.
it's very interesting to see what's happening in media and how information distributes.
Right. Well, Tommy, I got a couple charts for you if you want to pull them up.
Let's
We're
go.
about, what are we, 8 minutes out before we see the numbers. So we do this every time. Our research team does a great job, and it's just the historical price action from the open of the day to where the market closed. And so as you can see, right, we can debate the numbers all we want, but the truth of the matter is the USDA is in charge. They're going to say what they want to say, and it's very hard to predict, right? Last year was a negative start to 2023. But we've had some updates too, a lot of volatility in this corn market. Flipping over to beans, we could use an update on beans, Tommy, right? We want to continue this bullish run we've seen the past, 2-3 weeks. But 21, 22, 23, not a friendly bean report, right? But if we average it out going back the past 10 years, right, it's about 5 up, 5 down. Wheat, pretty much the same story. Very negative wheat report last year, but up and down consistently. So price action, right? We're up sometimes, we're down. Not a whole lot of correlation, but typically we can see that this one is going to move the markets.
Yeah, big trades in certain options and strikes on Friday. We had that no 4. I don't even remember how many times it traded by the end of the day. I want to say like 20 some thousand, over 100 million bushels traded of one strike. And they traded at 3 3/4 and it went down to like 2. But for what you're getting, I understand it. I mean, if you're worried about downside, but you're starting to get friendly because of what's happened in Brazil, and I could understand why people buy a little protection before this. And I think if we trade up, I think you'll see good trade in the cash market. I think if you see beans have another good day, you start getting towards 11, you're going to see for some 10 50 beans off the combine. Those were $8.75, $9 cash beans just
Right.
45 days ago. We made our low on the Pro Farmer, digesting the Pro Farmer news on that Sunday night. That was the low. So it's interesting how you make lows on really, really bearish news. And then at that point, all the bearishness was known, right? And then we continue to have hot weather or not abnormally these storms. Mick Care does a great job. We have Mick on the show on Mondays and Fridays on Premium. Mick does a great job of explaining, and I didn't know this. Our very own in-house Mick Care weather, he was explaining when these storms come up through the Gulf that they where the storm isn't, it creates like a ridge in the sense that everything stays calm. That's why you're seeing the above average temperatures in full quotes and parentheses around. I'm not a weather guy, but I do know this. Sugar beet harvest is supposed to start October 1st, and they're delaying it because it's abnormally warm up in Dakotas, and they can't pull that beet out of the ground, and it is a perishable item. So you're seeing above normal temps. Great quote from a farmer on Twitter. He said, "Bad year to be an LP salesman." He said, "Pulling corn out of the field at 16%. I would imagine if it keeps drying down, they're going to pull corn. That number is going to keep going down, and instead of getting paid to sell a little water, they're not going to get it." What do you think?
Yeah, and especially here in Central Illinois, we've seen some corn harvest, a little bit of beans, but it really looks like a good window of opportunity to really cut a lot of soybeans. So that just allows the corn to dry even more out in the field. Tommy, I think there's a good chance we could see some, even this later planted stuff, really dry down quickly by the time guys switch from beans back to corn. Probably the elevator is not going to need to run their dryer a whole lot, right? Anything could change. I could be wrong there. But that's the other thing to debate, right? When we talk soybeans, we're talking a lot, deservedly so, about South America, Brazil, planning delays in their hot and dry weather. But a potential wild card, Tommy, is we have a record yield number printed by the USDA. Was the weather we saw in August, September indicative of a record soybean yield, right? Some would say yes, some would say no, but we'll see if it gets reflected here in about 3 minutes.
Well, in the meantime, let's tell people about what we did today, what we're going to continue to do today. We went live at 9. We do that for free. We are doing this right as we speak. And then the pros at Bloomington, the commercial department guys, are going to give us a nice commercial and research. Brian and Mike and Nate and those guys are going to do a great wrap. They're going to do that deep dive. We have premium content. I want to talk about that. We're doing videos every day and just trying to get you a special person or an interesting personality to bring you content that you wouldn't normally see. And that is a pay for service. And that is $30 a month, $1 a day. And then you get on the tech service and everything else. Where I got to play that little video. Here's that little beauty right here. Welcome to ATI Pro Media, powered by Advanced Trading. We're a financial channel that loves agriculture. For just $1 a day, you'll receive advanced trading research, actionable text, and a minimum of 6 videos a week featuring industry experts and insight. Click the button below to subscribe today. There you go. Click, like, subscribe. All right. Advanced Trading's YouTube channel. We would love for you to subscribe. We'd love for you to hit notifications when we put out fresh content. We'd love for you to see that. Corn just made a new high.
Good deal. And also, I was going to say, any questions, comments as you start hearing us digest this data, right? Drop a question, right? Give us anything. We love chatting and
well, a good question would be, how did Ole Miss lose to Kentucky? How did the Bears win? That's another great mystery.
Hey, and for anyone that doesn't know, Tommy's daughter, right? Sophomore at Kentucky? Junior?
Yeah.
Sophomore.
Fourth year being a sophomore. Yeah, she's having fun.
You seen that joke? They don't call it Old Make, right? It's called Ole Miss for a reason.
Oh man, wasn't that funny? They got a little nuts down there. And
hey Tommy, I got an idea. Let's do this differently. You digest when you see this price action move. Give us some color. I'm going to be looking for the numbers, and when I see them, I'll spit them out. But if you see them before me, you do.
Do we want live quotes up there, or just you'll do? There we go. Well, be careful what you ask for. Yeah, there we go. We have quotes, of course. Interesting how the markets digest this. Again, we got a lot of data that's coming at us. Could see the initial move, and then we'll see the follow-up move. I have a couple places I'll try to get the information in a timely form. Of course, hey, big shout out to our Foy Grain Stats. He's a pay for service. I subscribe $5 a month. You subscribe. Brady did. That group's doing such a great job. Grain Stats on Twitter. I think they're watching. I sent him the link. He's like, I'm watching. He's good, dude. Fantastic. Seriously putting out great
information.
Yeah, and I don't like to copy and take anyone else's stuff, but
all right, let's see. Quiet.
Everyone should be paying. All right, we got a little bullish reaction. Initial start. Corn's up 3, beans are up 1, corn's up 4, 5. Initial reaction friendly. Here we go. Waiting for that number here. Let's see what we have.
A little bit. Haven't seen the numbers yet. A little bit muted. I mean, bullish and we'll take it, but it's not runaway. Doesn't feel like any number was outside of expectations.
Soybeans 342 down 10. Waiting for the corn number here. Waiting for the corn number. Looks a little friendly. Corn survey says coming out. The numbers come 1850.
1850.
Oh, hold on. No, versus 176. So coming in a little lighter there on corn. Yeah. Yeah, a little friendly.
Yeah,
definitely.
Now, what
do we do with that?
In line with expectations on that corn number, but at the bottom end of the range, Tommy. So significantly lower stocks than we're seeing. Soybeans, you said 342. About average estimate guess was a 347 that I see. So pretty well in line. So and I guess we're seeing that with the price action. Soybeans dropping, pulling down.
We come back down. Markets coming back down. The initial reaction on the high frequency trade was definitely up. Corn, beans, and wheat. If you did not know, if you went and got a cup of coffee and we're back, you wouldn't know we just had a USDA report. I'm sorry, folks, for the nothing burger, but uh, we're picking up steam to the downside now here. Beans down 7, corn down 2. All right, let's see if we get any other little tidbits here. The information's coming out slowly. See if we got any other big numbers here.
Yeah.
Checking out USDA SEP all wheat 197 on all wheat 197. We had a 1966. I mean, we're coming out pretty much there. The friendly part of this number is definitely corn, Connor.
Yep. So not a whole lot of surprises. The story right now, it looks like quarterly stocks on corn on the lower end of the range. Be interesting to hear the guys in Bloomington debate, what kind of fueled that cutback, right?
Yeah, and we're starting to see a little bit of a trend where we see friendlier information. We all the way back from when we had planning intentions. Remember, we had that. There's going to be less corn acres. We were friendly. We keep getting friendly news, but yet, we're still 420, 425 corn. She's ramping up a little bit here. Nice to see corn up 5, beans down a little. Let's see if the meats are doing anything. Any reaction over there?
It's nice. This rally, it really feels like it's been a soybean rally talking the past couple weeks, and it's been pulling corn up. It's kind of the opposite right now. We've got corn really propping up soybeans too. So we'll take any. I don't care how the rally happens. We'll take whatever we can get. But good to see good price action on corn. 440 March, right? We talk a lot about managing the carry, looking at if we're sticking in the bin, having a plan. I like that number when I'm looking.
450 May corn just hit 450. Had a couple clients get some targets hit. Folks who like to sell cash into the carry here will probably you see those cash markets tend to improve. So, if you got the bushels in corn, we're getting a little better price. It's not perfect, but it's definitely less bad than where we were a few months ago for sure.
Right.
Questions, comments, drop us a line. We'd love to hear from you. Probably not going to be the world's longest show. I mean, at this point here,
it's these quarterly stocks report. It's not like we're not going to debate every single number where we can see what the USDA is going to print for Brazil, right? We're going to look at the quarterly stocks number. I think we should have a production number. I'm not seeing it yet, so maybe I misspoke there. But so really, it's just let's see what the quarterly stocks numbers are, see where the analysts were, and then we move on with our day. So not a whole lot to do right now. The trade's probably going to focus more. The rest of the week, I would imagine, Tommy, is going to be where is South America weather? Where is that progressing? Right? How is harvest going in the U.S.? Right? Will we have a chance to really ramp up harvest progress?
Yeah, and we could have we definitely got to keep an eye on this port strike, right? How's that going to affect things? You wake up, you go to bed, you wake up in the morning, and they're striking, and how's that going to affect anything we take into the country or ship out? We're so dependent on selling stuff, and of course buying stuff.
Yep.
The disruption of any type is not a positive here. Just checking out the spreads. Every corn's up 6. Nice looking board. Way to end the month. But we're not closed yet, right? And these things can change fast. But it feels like whatever corn is doing to digest this information, it likes it. It's a friendly number. We were down again last night. We rallied back. We went into it on the high of the day. We're finishing up. Not sure if Beeks had the number or what, but we're there. Beans unchanged. Definitely, when it comes to volatility, we're gonna, it's pretty light volatility. This is not anything crazy in any way.
Here's some good numbers for you, Tommy. Just looking. So right now, the SEP 30 report, corn stocks 176. Last year we were 136, right? So we're growing 400 million bushels year on year. A lot of talk that number was going to be a lot bigger, right? Time will tell. Especially here's the hope is if we can really see some corn demand ramp up. We're going to need some rail strikes to be worked out to get corn down to our number one buyer, and that is Mexico. And then historical great buyer of corn hasn't been so much for the past year, but sure pumping a lot of money into China. And so that'd be the other hope if we're going to be a grain bull in this market.
You got a question there. You want to grab it?
What are your thoughts on exports? Will the election help or hinder? Carol, that's $1 billion question. We got the election in what, 36 days?
Yeah, 30 some days, yeah.
Yeah. And so we could see it. It'd be nice. A lot of talk, and I don't care what side, a lot of talk on tariffs, right? And so that's not necessarily indicative of some great exports to China. But if we don't see those exports come, or if we don't see those tariffs come to fruition, maybe we keep the dollar a little bit lower, right? A nice, healthy stimulus plan in China, right? One could hope for some really good exports, but it's going to hinge a lot on South America weather. A lot. I can talk both sides of my mouth the next 60 days on this soybean market, Tommy. And so,
Well, there's tremendous risk in that. Now you have the bushels, you get the rally, you need to be doing something here. Whatever something is to you. I mean, obviously, we could talk to you about that on a one-on-one basis. Hey, speak of talking to people one-on-one basis, the ATI Pro Media Crew's taking appointments. If you'd like a free half-hour chit chat, no pressure. Just want to talk markets, your farm situation. We've got a lot of different things that are happening. Although it is exciting that corn was just up 8 cents, I want to talk about what the future looks like. D's 25, 455. D's 26, hey, are things going to get better in cornland? Well, D's 26 corn just hit 460. If you want to say, hey, I think things are going to be tough for a while, you look at D's 27, and that's around 455. So
D's
corn,
27.
well, it's not trading a whole lot, but it's out there. So just be in mind that yes, things are getting better, but also that there's we're at lower prices for quite a while. It just feels so much better to see beans come like they have off these lows. And who threw the party? The funds threw the party, Connor B. The funds in beans covering. I think when you get this week's number, you're going to see they covered some more. Funds did a great job of covering corn. That
Yes.
last bit of old crop hit, and the market absorbed it very well. That was very scary for farmers when they're getting numbers that the funds are covering 50,000 a day, not a day, I apologize, a week, and corn's down 6 cents on the week. How could that be? Well, there was that much old crop. Now we're going to come, these next 2 weeks are going to be huge harvest weeks. So we could see harvest pressure right now. Sure, you guys watching, you got 600-700 of us watching. We know what the price of corn is, but it's going to take farmers a little bit of time to figure out, hey, what corn do today and what's going on. And then as they digest the numbers, I'm sure different firms and whatnot are recommending people be a little bit more aggressive with
Right.
sales.
Hey, I got some more numbers for you.
Oh, yeah.
Looking at corn and bean production, we saw those pretty neutral, pretty in line. Corn 15.3 and soybeans at a 4.16. So the SEP WASD, they were at a 15.342. Dead in line, didn't change it, and then soybeans ever so slightly. So the story is going to be, Tommy, is the quarterly stocks, soybeans, wheat, very much in line with where analysts thought they were going to be at. Corn on the lower end of expectations. That's going to be the headline, I think, for this USDA report.
Yeah. And folks, go ahead and pop that up. If people want to get a hold of us, they can go to the Advanced Trading website or ATI Pro Media website. Have a question, need a speaker, want a half-hour complimentary visit here with one of the gang. We could gladly do that. Excited to see corn up. I don't see any emotion to the bean market. It looks a little tired. Let me check on soybean meal. Meal's unchanged, beans down 2. Corn's the hero, and that's fine. We'll take it. I'm starting to like the setup. Things are getting less bad. They're not getting so much that things are getting really great in ag. That's not true. They're getting to the point where some bushels and some price and some carry can do someone some good. Now, real quick, the elephant in the room, South American weather. I mean, that thing could be, who knows what's going to happen with that.
That's the main wild card right now in the markets. Absolutely.
Right. They do have a big planting window down there, and I'm sure you'll be jumping on with Dr. Cruz here in the next few days and just talking about South America. Anything else you want to talk about?
When you talk South America, that's the main takeaway, and the thing that I really beat is that we're still early to the ball game. It's not like September 30th. Historically, Brazil has 80% of their soybeans planted. No, I think they have something like 2% planted. I think I just saw an estimate. Historically, they're about 5%. They plant the majority of their soybeans in October. We're early to the game. If it stays hot and dry, we see that delayed planting. It bleeds into everything, right? A delayed soybean planting suddenly becomes potential for delayed safrinha corn crop planting. And so we'll see where that goes. But opportunities are, if the rains come, we could still see planting progress. We could still see production. So, when I talk planting delays and, markets like this, it's actionable levels for me, Tommy, especially where we're, in the next 2 weeks, majority of the Corn Belt is really going to harvest a whole lot corn, soybeans, both, right? It looks like we have that window of opportunity. These are actionable levels. Make sure we're hedging accordingly.
Yep. Going over before we get out of here, D's corn 425, going out to the May 450, March 440. But then you got to be humble because when you start to look at D's 25, we're only at 455. So definitely, I kind of feel like the White Sox here a little bit, that we started winning games at the end of the season, still set a new record for all-time losses. Tough to be a Sox fan, isn't it, Connor?
Oh my gosh. I'm glad I'm not.
I like that
sometimes
the White Sox social media crew got her going at the end of the year and had some fun. So I was pretty into watching their tweets and what was coming out of them.
Just unbelievable how bad they are. But hey, my Bears got to win, right? I'm a typical Bears fan. I was doom and gloom last week. Guess what? We look pretty good. I'm back feeling good, but we'll see. It'll probably change next week, Tommy.
Yeah, we're going to get out of here, folks. Call to action. Whether you're watching this live or you're watching on the replay, where is cash corn in your area? So give us your state and say city, state, cash corn's here. Where could you sell corn off the combine today? It is Harvest 2024. We got a 1065 bean market, a 425 corn market. The charts are looking up in corn. There may be some things changing. Wheat's up. You're starting to see the meats move. End of the month, end of the quarter, election 35, 40 days away. Horrible storms, another wild card. Obviously, these port strikes, but we got storms that could roll in, and these people who just had all this horrible weather could get another batch of it, and that we wouldn't wish on anyone. So I got to get out of here, Connor B. I got to do a little day job here.
Let's do it.
Tommy Grisafi, Valparaiso, Indiana. Connor B., Assumption, Illinois. Everyone stay safe. Drop a comment. Where is cash corn in your area? To the 750 people who tuned in, thanks for watching us. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Advanced Trading channel. Do me a favor, hit notifications. It really helps this channel. Everyone, have a great night.
See ya.
Thanks for joining us. We're here every day, 9 a.m. Central. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.